Obviously, it got the ground game going. What did you see out of the offensive line today?
Man, they played awesome. Just the consistency in the run game, how we were able to keep drives going because we could run the ball. Those guys moving people. Obviously, Cole Van Lanen, stepping up big time with Anton out. It's just guys ready to play. Cole played guard, played left guard last week, started at right tackle today, and that's impressive. I don't think many people, including myself, know how hard that is to do. And he was awesome, and the whole group up front was great. And just playing with that fire, that energy, moving people, physical. The backs did an awesome job seeing it, running hard. Everything. Receivers, tight ends, blocking.
Trevor, back to the wristband today. Was that first time this year? What was the reasoning for that, and how much did it help today, you think?
Yeah, it was something that we had talked about earlier in the season, potentially doing it, and then just had gotten used to not using it, so we stayed away from it. And then after last week, I felt like we were kind of down on the play clock a couple times, and we just decided, hey, let's do it for situational stuff, third down, red zone, some other things, and some of the longer calls, and just try to get the operation moving a little quicker, maybe limit some of the penalties of just because we're getting to the line a little late. So I think it helped today. I feel like we got out of the huddle pretty quick. There's still some stuff we can work on of getting in and out and getting up there, and we got a few off late, but I thought it helped for sure.
Liam talked about this team. You could tell last night you guys were really pissed about obviously what happened last week. So could you tell that, not just individually with guys, but that the whole group was kind of pissed after what happened?
For
just
sure.
Last night.
Yeah. Just the whole week. I think guys understood how important this game was today as far as just our team and where we're at. And it's a game you got to win. You're playing a good AFC team, getting into November later in the season. You start to look at your schedule and the games, and you're starting to run out of opportunities. And I just think for all of us, we know how important this game was after we gave one away last week in Houston, obviously. And it was a great way to bounce back for us. Complimentary football, offense, defense, special teams, everyone, pitched in. We fed off one another, the energy, the momentum. It was a fun day.
What does that look like, the being angry part? Because Liam also said you guys are kind of quiet all week. Is it you guys talking about it in the locker room? Does it show up on practice? Does it show up pregame?
Yeah, I just think it's, as far as your team and the maturity and leadership of your team, just knowing what you have to do. And it's not about trying to convince yourself and all the rah-rah and hyping yourself up. It's about guys just knowing what they have to do, playing loose, playing free, playing confident. I think that's something that we did today. And guys just excited to be out there. That was something we talked about too, is just, don't put any extra pressure on yourself. Just go out there and play. We prepare hard all week. We're ready. Just go cut it loose on Sunday. And I think guys, it was a great example of guys doing that today. And of course, there's always stuff that we can clean up, but it was a great day for us, and it was fun.
Trevor, I know it's always fun to execute as well as you guys did today, but a lot of new wrinkles in the game plan, plays we hadn't seen all year. How much fun was it putting everything together this week and saying, we may have these guys a couple times here?
It was cool. I felt like we had a really good plan. Had some good stuff, and we missed a couple opportunities too. So I'm walking over. I was kind of kicking myself about the 1 3rd and short to Quentin down the left side. Obviously, had to kind of get out of some pressure, but wish I would have hit that one. We had some great stuff. Had a great plan. Guys executed it, but we also stayed on schedule. We didn't have penalties, didn't have sacks. O-line played awesome. Guys ran hard, kept ourselves in manageable situations, and we converted on 3rd down. So we had a lot of opportunities to get all these things off the card because we just stayed on the field.
Trevor, congrats on the victory. The third quarter, you just dominated them on time of possession, having the ball. Can you just kind of go through what the third quarter, especially the second drive, which led to a touchdown early in the fourth quarter, what was that like in terms of play calling? And it just seemed like everything was clicking at its best for you.
Yeah, I just think on offense we stayed really focused all game long, and we understood how important each possession was and trying to take advantage of it and obviously get points, go score touchdowns, not settling for field goals. So, like I said, running the ball helped, did all those things. We ran the ball really well, converted when we needed to on 3rd down. We hit some stuff in the pass game, obviously didn't even have as many opportunities because we ran the ball so well. But guys were just sharp. The protection was great. I think the communication up front with all the different looks. LA does a good job of presenting some different looks on defense, and we really prepared hard for it. Guys made plays, in the back end, and they did an awesome job. So I think just staying on schedule was huge. And for us, we got down in the red zone when the quarter flipped to the fourth quarter, and we knew that was a big drive. We got to finish it, score a touchdown. get a chance to potentially put them away. The game's not over, but we felt like if we can go up and get a touchdown here, it was big for us.
What did Logan say to you after the game about not punting?
No punts. No punts, no field goals today. So it's a good day for the specialist. So that's his first time ever having that, he said. So they wanted to take a picture in the locker room holding up the zeros for no punts. So I think, obviously Ross still had to stress on third down in case we didn't get it. He gets himself pretty hyped up, but didn't have to punt today, so it was great.
Did you get in the picture?
Yeah, I got it. It was me, Ross, and Logan, so it was good. I mean, that's cool when you can give your punter a day off. So that was the first time I think I've done that as well, so it's cool.
Trevor, you've been teammates with Josh for a while now. Just what was it like seeing him break the franchise record?
He just walked in. You gonna ask right in front of him? No, I can't say enough good things about Josh. We've been through a lot here together, and man, just the way he works, the way he goes to work every day, the person he is, he deserves it, man. He's a great person, great player. Obviously, that speaks for itself, but it's cool seeing the right people, be able to do things like that. So there's a lot more in front of him and for this team, a lot more for us to do. It's going to be a great year, but definitely should give him his flowers because that's a big deal, franchise sack leader. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Josh, what does it mean to you to get the record but get it in a win, in such a team win all the way around, such a blowout fashion?
I mean, it felt great. I think our energy was up all game from the beginning, from the first play of defense, Trey getting the intentional grounding. I wish they can call those as sacks, but, to affect the game and then first, second down, third down, just getting off the field. Our energy was high, and the special teams, Yasir had a heck of a game on kickoff, made a lot of big plays for us. And in offense, man, it was just unbelievable to be a part of. And for me, just to break the record, it was just cool from the many achievements that had happened today. So cool to be a part of that and just keep stacking.
Hey, Josh, how did it feel to see guys like Danny Strigow, BJ Green, everybody come in, Christian Braswell, just being able to come in and do what they did today?
Man, those my rooks, man. And I'm so proud of those. I'm so proud of those dudes, man. They work their tails off every day in practice. They come in, they're one of the first people in the building, one of the last to leave the meeting rooms, if that's meeting extra, with the coach or just watching film themselves. They're true pros, man, and I want to help lead them down the right direction and kind of maintain that because they can play, obviously, undrafted, both be undrafted to make the 53, man, that's unbelievable. And for them to keep making strides every single day and making plays when we need them. I told Danny, man, he was one of the sparks. We had a couple of sparks, but he was one of those guys that kind of keep sparking it for us. And, I thanked him and told him to, keep staying within the game. And next, you don't know when the next opportunity is going to be here for you.
Josh, is there any relief in getting the record and maybe now being done with the record chase? Now it's just padding on, moving forward?
I don't think it was never a chase thing. It was just like, for me, just playing football and doing what I needed to do. So, I'm ready to go out, watch this film out. Who are we playing next week? Arizona. Good young team, I think. And go out there and play as fast as I can, as hard as I can, and play the same game plan we played today.
And Coach said you guys were pissed this week about last week's result. Mm-hmm. And he said it showed up in the team meeting. It showed up everywhere. Can you just take us through, what does that look like for you guys? And what we saw on the field, was that a result of how last week ended and being pissed all week?
I think that week needed an extra motivational, message from having a loss like that. But again, it's like, we're happy this week. How are we going to piss ourselves off? And I don't think that needs to be the motto. I think we need to take each week separately and have that same attention to details that each player then came out with this week to have. And I think that's where our focus needs to kind of remain. And if we tend to stay within that type of focus as a team, as individuals, we will continue to have the outcomes that we're having today.
Josh, on your left, overall flow of the game, you get them off the field, you're up 7-3, you give the ball back to the offense, Trevor throws a bad pick. You guys, sudden change, plus territory. How critical was it for you guys to hold them to a field goal there and kind of slow the momentum down on their end?
It was massive. At the end of the day, man, it's just one of those games where, you go out there on the field as a defense and they can't piss a drop. And if we continue to hold them to field goals, obviously they're in kind of that fringe area. 2 first down gets them to, a good field goal range. So for us to continue to play, get them behind the sticks, keep them behind the sticks was great. And so for us as a defense, man, we just knew, the way the game was going, it wasn't going to score. And for us to keep making those big plays in critical moments, I think that was a critical moment because if they score now it's 7-7 or I don't know what the score was. They take the lead. So, and now we're playing from behind. So it's always good when we play from a lead and continue that momentum and just play good team football.
Yo, Josh, you're getting to that time of year where teams are trying to build some momentum. How do you guys build off of this win?
Connection. And like I told Mark, I think it's from connection and it's from the attention to details that we have to have. Starting with myself. How am I approaching practice each and every day? To the next guy, to Eric, to Trey, to Foye, to Devin, to Ventrell, to the secondary, to the offensive line, to the wide receivers. How is everyone coming into the week open-minded, get the game plan, play what's being played, and don't get a flag.
Josh, so how do you capture that pissed off feeling without having anything to be pissed off about?
Again, I think it was just like being pissed off was great for us because we lost in the way we lost, especially to a team. So like at that current moment, we needed to play pissed off. Next week, obviously, what are we going to find something to be pissed off about? I think being pissed off kind of made people focus on their details, focus on what I have to come into this building and do. Maybe I have to come up earlier and get extra treatment. Maybe I have to do more studying. Maybe I have to be in the playbook a little bit more. Maybe I have to study something differently. I did something, I think that put more focus on everybody has to be where they need to be. And if that's the focus that we have moving forward, man, we'll be a tough team to beat.